Good evening everyone and welcome along to FRL F3. We are here for Season 6. It is round number 15 of the Championship, the penultimate round of the Championship, as we take in the Mexican Grand Prix from the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City, Mexico. My name is James Head, going to be taking to the stream as maybe always now for F3 on a Monday night. Delighted to be bringing you the action once again. If you're very unfamiliar with what happened, of course, last week, I of course took the place of Charlie, who normally does commentary. Once again, missing tonight. Glowstick also missing tonight. So you've got me for an hour and a half, which hopefully is not going to be too bad at all. And hopefully, with a championship picture on the line, and a championship, or two championships in fact, on the line, it will see and seek to see how all of the drivers are going to get out on track. I'm just trying to get up the standings at the minute because my iPad has been very slow at this stage. But all that Ivo needs to do is Ivo leading the way on 200 points, GTA Gamer in second on 178, Yuri in third on 153 points. And Ivo can wrap up the championship as long as he outscores GTA Gamer by 3 points. It's not actually 3 points, I've just clicked on. It is 178 to 200, so it's a 22 point gap that Ivo has got. So, with the fastest lap on, he actually needs a maximum of 5 points to outscore GTA Gamer by if he wins, if Ivo wins and GTA Gamer second, that is it. That is done in terms of the championship. So Ivo there, of course, leading the way on 200 points. GTA Gamer in second on 178, of course, race winner last time out in America. And Yuri in third is still within mathematical chance of wrapping the championship up. But he needs to hope for a big miracle, I think, for GTA and Ivo, who are both going to be here, of course, tonight. Saudi Mono in 4th on 121, Sen in 5th on 106, and then tied for 6th is Ruben and Rackler, who I thought drove a brilliant race last week, did Rackler in 7th. Bullboy there in 8th on 79, Oliver in 9th on 66, and Alpha King in 10th on 60 points. Then there's Michel Van Dongen, Niels Arnold, Jesse, JP, Demonek running off the top 15, Cassidy, Dan, Maciel, Jim and Scar ran off the top 20. Frankie Monty, Sneaks, Mr. Merckx, Traffic Alley, Gott, Brookie and Dakes, who has got a qualifying ban here tonight. He is allowed, however, though, to go out on an out lap, come back in the pit lane, basically lock his setup on, and then come back in the pit lane. And I think Traffic Alley Gott was the other driver, but he is not making it tonight. That has also got a qualifying ban here in America. Of course, that will get transferred over to the final round of the championship. As constructors, of course, can be wrapped up tonight as well. Mercedes leading the way on 250 points, Aston Martin second on 235, Alpine third on 221, Williams in fourth on 176, Ferrari in fifth on 164, Alfa Romeo sixth on 155, Red Bull seventh on 144, AlphaTauri eighth on 71, Haas in ninth on 52, and McLaren in 10th on 37 points. Mercedes have got a 15-point gap over Aston Martin, so by my calculations, they need to get first and second basically out on track to obviously outscore Aston Martin, and then hope for a really good success rate out on track. I've been tagged in a couple of things. Hawk is available if needed. That would be an absolute godsend, I think, to me on commentary, and I am going to bring him into the party. So I'm just going to go blue screen for a second, and we're going to bring in Mr. Hawk himself. Mr. FRL, you could call him, in terms of his commitment to the league and, of course, to the Gosh event that happened 2 weeks ago now on Saturday. And actually, he's just started a party with me. I'm inviting you. Goodness me, I'm already in a party. May as well invite you. And then saves me having to join one party the other and then going blue screen. But there we are. He's been invited anyways. We have got 14 drivers currently here. As I say that, 15 drivers now in. Dan Messi has just joined the lobby, and I am going to get Mr. Hawk into the lobby as well. I'll send him over an invite, and then everything is good in the world. But yeah, in terms of the constructors' standings, Mercedes can wrap it up tonight. It is going to be quite difficult though, with three title contenders basically. Both Mercedes and Aston Martin leading the way, and then of course that constructors finishing in third position at the minute. They are likely to come towards the top end of the field. But have to wait and see what happens around the Mexico City circuit. 4.3 kilometres and then 2.6 mile. One of my favourite tracks to commentate on. 17 corners awaiting them out on track with the 3 DRS zones, 1 down the start-finish straight, 1 up the hill in towards turn number 4, then the slight rise down towards turn 4, and then 1 in towards turn 12 as well. And 19 drivers currently here within the lobby. I believe that is our full attendance, so I am pretty much happy whenever everyone else is. So I think we're pretty much good to go. Just going to send a message in to them, and I'll be back in a minute or so. So I've asked if everyone is in. Hopefully everyone is in, otherwise it's going to be preempting the start of tonight's lobby by a lot. Everything is in, yeah, I think. We're only waiting on Bullboy, perhaps. Bullboy is the only one that's missing, so we'll wait 5 minutes, we'll give him 5 minutes, see if Mr. Bullboy is on, which I think he is. He's on my friends list, so I'll give him an invite anyways. Mr. Hawk has joined me in the party. I'm just on blue screen for a second, Hawk. I just need to find where Bullboy is. He's gone offline, which is not ideal, so yeah, it's Bullboy at the end of the day. I mean, it's not surprising. You aren't indeed. I think you've got an invite off me as well for the lobby.
I'm loading up right now.
Fantastic. We can now hear you on the stream, by the way. Good. How are you? Anyways, it's been a while, I think, for us in the commentary box.
Have you ever commentated alongside?
I think we have. I think we've done F1 in the past.
God, that must have been ages ago then.
It's ages ago.
I can't remember. I can remember commentating alongside Montana for a few races, but I don't think I was ever blessed with having you carrying the commentary alongside me.
Which is not going to be too bad. I mean, obviously F3 in a title battle tonight. Obviously Ivor leads the way, 22 points over. GTA Gamer coming in tonight. How do you think the championship battle's actually going to be perceived? Because Mercedes also in that constructors battle.
I don't know. I think it's going to be very close. I know for a fact that, at least I hope that we're going to have a nice clean battle. Mexico should provide us a good battle just by the track layout. But yeah, as you said, Ivo leading the championship, he could get the championship today if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he can. It's 22 points the gap coming into tonight. I believe he needs to outscore because the fastest lap's on the line as well. Basically, all he needs to do is win, and then he's wrapped up the championship, yeah. And GTA Gamer needs to win for him to keep in the championship fight. That's the best scenario I think I could think of, certainly.
Yeah, so it's going to be close between the two Mercedes. Kinda like the old days from 2014 all the way to 2020, with Mercedes just absolutely dominating out on top. I know it's going to be interesting because certainly by now all gloves are off, so maybe we're going to see some drama similar to Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, with both Mercedes battling it out and making contact, but hopefully that won't be the case. I actually don't know who could win this. I'm looking at the standings right now. I think Evo has had more wins, but VIP seemed to be a bit more consistent in the last few races, although I say that Canada was quite a shocker for him. I think it's going to be really difficult to call this one. Obviously VIP winning the last race, Evo finishing second in that one. I don't know, we just gotta... We're just gonna be surprised. I don't want to place my bets on any of those guys because anyone could win this in the next 2 rounds.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, the top 3 are obviously still in mathematical chance of wrapping up the championship. Yuri's still within a chance. He needs to hope for a major miracle, I think, from GTA Game and Ivo. Ideally, both of them need to crash each other out. And then Yuri picks up the race win, and then he's back in the championship fight and it goes to the final round. We'll have to wait and see, of course, what happens. I believe it's about to go 5 past here. Bullboy is not in the lobby still, is he?
Of course he isn't.
I've heard on the rumour mill he might be gallivanting somewhere. He might be elsewhere tonight. So maybe that is the case for Bullboy. But I believe Yeah, he hasn't informed us. He had on the he put on the attendance that he was attending, so I can only assume he has fallen victim maybe to some foulness in his household or something like that. But we are about to get going, I think. So I'm going to tell everyone to ready up in the chat. And there we go.
Up. Yeah.
There we go. I'm excited for this. It's Mexico. What's going to unfold out on track? Because I have a feeling it's going to be one wild race, this.
It's F3, it's going to be carnage, we know it. We're going to have like 6 finishers or something like that. Probably have people spinning out halfway down the main straight. It's going to be wild. Or maybe it's actually going to be a clean race with some nice overtakes.
Last week wasn't too bad. F3 last week wasn't too bad in the United States. There was here and there a few silly incidents, to be honest, in terms of the actual action. But the overtaking and the drama late on was absolutely brilliant for F3. Maybe, dare I say, race of the season candidate last week?
I don't know, I didn't watch it. So I'm just going to rely on what you're saying. I mean, obviously those guys usually... like, they know how to drive clean and none of them is driving dirty on purpose. But it just seems like sometimes they get a little over-ambitious, and I could see the same happening here, especially going down that long main straight in towards turn 1 and the straight directly after going towards turn 4. Obviously, best chances for overtakes there, but automatically that means there's going to be a high chance for carnage, especially on lap 1.
Yeah, definitely. So that run down towards turn 1, even though it might look like quite enticing in terms of a long run, it does bring a bit of carnage through turns 1, then through the chicane at turns 2 and 3. It is going to be fascinating to see, of course, what happens out on track. By the way, in terms of qualifying bans, Dakes has got a qualifying ban from his instant in from the United States. He picked up 3 penalty points, I believe. So Dakes, as a result, has got a qualifying ban. He has been told, though, by me to go out on an out lap, then come back in the pit lane. It locks his setup on, and then he can just retire in the pit lane. Now, I think that's allowed within the rules, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Also, I just noticed something. In the standings, Evo and VIP are both marked as Mercedes, but obviously I was completely wrong. VIP is in Aston Martin. Why are they marked down as Mercedes?
Yeah, I think that's a graphics glitch maybe on our Google Sheets that we've got. Jensen, you're to blame. So, Jensen, you better get that fixed.
Too similar.
Yeah, it is way too similar indeed. Yuri, the first man out on track, he's on a set of medium compound of tyre, and we'll get everyone's tyre compound up on the left-hand side there. Looks like there's a bit of a split in the field. If you were a driver here, of course, Hawk, what would you go for? Would you go mediums first, save a set of softs for the race, or would you go set of softs first, try and make a really good lap out of it in qualifying?
It's a bad thing I haven't done any practice around this track. I think historically, the mediums should be the better race tire, because I think the softs can degrade quite a bit, especially in that second sector with the S's where Yuri is passing through right now. But obviously, in qualifying, the soft tires will have a massive advantage, so I think it's going to be difficult to get into the top 10 with those mediums.
Yeah, it is going to be really difficult indeed. Yuri, the first man out on track. I'm going to keep an eye on Dakes on the stream. He is coming through the middle sector. Unless you want to keep an eye on him and see if he comes back in the pits. And we'll go on board with Yuri for his lap around. Peril Tartar corner at Scar has crashed coming through the S section of turn 9. Very, very familiar spot, because I've crashed out there before as well. So it's bringing me back a few memories. As Yuri now comes towards turn number 1, in excess of 200 mile an hour can be reached if you've got a straight line speed setup on in towards turn number 1. And we'll see what Yuri can do. Of course, the Belgian out on track. He's third coming into the championship tonight. I believe actually he's Dutch, if I'm not mistaken. He is Dutch, so I've got that nationality completely wrong. Yuri low through turn 3 on the run towards turn 4. Dakes is retired in the pit lane. That is good to see. He's got his setup locked on as well. But Yuri through the first sector, 28.6 through now turn number 4, and then through the right hander of turn number 5. Yellow flags in the final sector. Ignore them because that is just in the pit lane. As Yuri now comes to the double right of turn number 6, and then in towards the SA section at turn 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Count them up as we go along. That's turn 7. This is turn 8. This is turn 9, and then through this very tricky chicane through 10 and 11. You can pick up invalid laps through there. Yuri, though, nice spot on through there as he now comes through in towards turn number 12 and in towards the FRL. 56.6 in the middle sector from Yuri as a combined time as he now comes into the baseball stadium section, the FRL, through turn 13, through 14, then through the kink of 15, then into the Peril Tar at 16 and 17, and Yuri on a really good lap. He should go around the 1:15 mark, I think, to begin off tonight. Yuri to the line, 1:16 flat, but I think we've got quicker drivers out there.
Yeah, definitely. I saw him struggle a bit. Oh, Mano, only 900s behind him on the softs. I saw Yuri struggle a bit under traction in that stadium section and coming out of turn 6, so that's where the mediums are seemingly losing out. But still, looking at it so far, quite a good lap still in P1. He has a very nice front end, I noticed, on that car, so very well set up. SJB goes faster, but only by 1.5 tenths.
Yeah, 1.5 tenths, and he's on a set of soft compound tire as well. Yuri on a set of mediums, so there's really no differentiation, I think, between both tyres at this moment in time. Maybe because of the pace angle around here. GTA Gamer's just started up on a lap. Ivo, I believe, is on a lap. He's coming through the final corner at Peril Tarda. We now run to the line with Ivo, and he goes 4th, 16.5, 7 tenths per second off JB, but JB out on top, Yuri second, Sadio Mon on third. Maciel has now gone 4th, or Michael has gone 4th, and Ivo there in 5th. Very, very mixed up grid, I've got to say, so far through the first 5 minutes of qualifying.
Yeah, I think everybody is just trying to get a banker in, especially those soft runners. Maybe they got a little bit scared with what happened to Scar on his outlap. Maybe they're just trying to take it easy. Or maybe... Actually, I don't know, maybe you can give some insight on that. Is overheating a thing in the second sector? I can't remember. I see Alfa Romeo around.
Yeah, that was Scuba Steve round. I was on board with Neil Zarno coming through that part of the track. Scuba Steve, the one round, the American, of course, former TTML F2 driver, if you didn't know that. So I'd like to mention that quite a lot. As Dan Messi goes stormingly quicker, 15.4 compared to JB on a 15.8. That's more like it in terms of the lap times. Neil Zarno's on a really good lap here, actually. Comes through the final couple of corners, maybe going ahead of Ivo, and he just about falls short. He was a second run on that set of mediums. GTA Gamer, though, goes second and only 200ths of a second off pole position at this stage. But it's Dan Messi out on top, GTA Gamer in second, JB in third. Currently a second separating GTA and Ivo, and that's exactly what GTA wanted from the early part of qualifying.
Yeah, but then again, Ivo obviously on those mediums. I think that also clears up my question that doesn't seem to be any issue with overheating on the soft tires. A lot of guys are probably just taking it slowly in those early parts of qualifying. But yeah, Dan Messi and VIP with a 15.4. I think that's quite a decent lap. I think we could go into the 14s at the end of the session. And Ivo, I think he's definitely going to switch to softs because he's already in P9 on those mediums, and I think more guys are going to improve, especially guys like Mr. Merckx and Vekla and Jesse. So yeah, I think he will have to go to the softs to qualify in the top 10.
Yeah, Niels was on a lap, but he's invalidated. He was 2 tenths up coming out the middle sector, and he's just gone cutting through the Feather Soul section. Very funny indeed. Because he can do that with it being an invalid lap time. Doesn't invalidate his lap time because he's coming back in the pit lane. But Sen there as well was on a lap. He's came back in the pits. Michel van Dongen was on a lap. He's 5 tenths down, though, through the first sector. Good evening, by the way, to everyone that is tuning in so far. Jesse there in the chat. Ivo in the chat as well. Dan, yourself, T-Hawk as well, and Lou in the chat as well, formerly of FRL F1. Now, of course, I believe he is going to be signing up for PSGL and the likes this season. So, Lou, maybe, as you've seen something?
2 things. Jesse just invalidated out of turn 3. Set a good first sector time, though, still being fed out, but yeah, he invalidated, unfortunately. And Lou, I don't want to spoil anything, but he might have contacted me about a thing or two.
Oh, he's not coming back tomorrow, is he?
Nah, not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Interesting. Interesting. Might get more on that breaking news on the FRL F3 stream in a second if Lou is still in the chat. But Dan Messi out on top. GTA Gamer second. Rackler, by the way, went third. Missed his lap completely. 15.6 on 3-lap-old set of soft compound tyres. I believe, though, Sadio Mano was just started up on a lap. Very impressive drive, actually, last week from Sadio. Hopefully, the Belgian is going to be up towards the top end of the field. I know he's quick around here. I've seen him do 28 middle sectors, 28.5 15.3 to the first sector, but I've seen him do 15.2s, 15.1s around here, so he should be up there in terms of the pace, and now we'll see what the Alpine can do as he now comes through the double right of turn 6, then into the SA section at 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. There's around 10 minutes left in this qualifying as Sadio Mano has just invalidated coming through turn 8.
Maybe. I think he picked up a bit of understeer though, has a very planted back end, but the front end is just lacking a bit. And they're coming back to regular. P3 on those softs, and I was actually on board with his lap. I think he even had a bit of traffic in between sector 2 and 3 from Liesano, so he could definitely be a candidate for pole position here. As I completely forgot, who would you pick for pole position today?
Pole position for me, I would have said Ivo. He's now on a sort of soft compound tyre, so I think Ivo might go quicker. Sadio Mano, I think, for second. And for third, do you know what? I'm going to go GTA Gamer. But Mr. Merckx is on the lap, coming through the final corner on the run-to line, and he goes 9th. What about you?
I definitely want to see the two title contenders, VIP and Ivo, starting in the front row. P3. I mean, I just pointed him out, but I think Regler could really be a real threat here. It's going to be either Regler or Sadio Mano in the top 3, I believe, but I'm going to predict that the top 3 are going to be covered by less than 2 tenths, just to make it a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, I think it will be, to be honest. Mexico is the track that obviously gives up very close qualifying sessions around here. And I mean, looking at it so far, we've got a second covering basically top 12 drivers out on track, which is phenomenal to see. Scuba Steve is on a lap as well, 29.5, his personal best. He nearly invalidates, actually, coming out of the S section, but he is coming through the middle sector. And this is more like it, 57.1. I know he's a quicker driver than what he's showing here tonight. The American, as you see.
Up by 8 tenths. Sadio up by 8 tenths coming through the final corner. He's going to be on provisional pole. He's going to put in that 15.2 that you talked about earlier. 15.1 even.
And that's on the second run. On the second run, on a set of soft compound tyres, very quick indeed. Dan Messi's coming through the middle sector, and he responds with a 10.5 middle sector improvement. So we'll see what the Williams can do now, coming around the final couple of corners. JB Yuri also on lap times, by the way, as well. They're coming through the middle sector, I believe. But Dan Messi now through Peril Tyler at turns 16 and 17 on the run to the line. Is he going to try and beat Sadio Mano's lap time to the line? No, full short, 15.3, but he did improve in that final sector. GTA, as I say, has just started his lap, so as Rackler. JB is up 400s in the first sector, and Yuri, I believe, is also up as Ivo goes quickest with a 14.8. Wow.
That's getting almost onto F2 levels here.
It is. Does he not want to see tomorrow in F1? Really quick lap, really quick. And that just comes to show, I think, fresh set of soft compound tyre, that is the tyre to be on, rather than Sadio Mano doing multiple laps on a set of softs.
Yeah. Another guy, I think, doing multiple laps is VIP. I think he just finished a lap, but he's already pushing again. Unless I'm mistaken. He's coming through the second sector now. Oh. Didn't notice what his first sector time was.
Oh, he looks really unstable. Coming through that first sector, that middle sector. 56 flat in the middle sector, though. This is going to be there or thereabouts.
4 tenths up. He needs to find another 3 tenths. He has some traffic ahead of him with Ferrari. He has a lot of traffic ahead of him, actually. But shouldn't be a factor. Is the final apex nice, and now he has to stamp on the throttle, keep it to the inside.
Oh!
Okay, if they stay like that, I'm happy. If they stay like that, my prediction would be somewhat on. Sadio Mano just has to pick up the pace, get within 2 tenths, and then everything is fine. As who just moved up? Somebody just moved up.
Liesano,
P5. I would be expecting a bit more from him, to be honest. 7 tenths away. Also Jesse, still not with a lap time. Not sure what's happening with him.
Yeah, just trying to see on board if anybody else is on a lap. I think Michael's on a lap, the Fez driver, Michael van Dongen as well, also on a lap. We'll see what Michael can do through the other Haas, of course, representing Haas alongside JB here tonight. He's coming through the middle sector, he's just invalidated, coming through turn number 11. Scuba Steve going off towards the American border, I think, to the right-hand side there, as he now comes through turn number 11. But Maciel not on a lap, and Michel van Dongen is on a lap, and he's shown purple middle sector. I think that's not believable at all, and the Red Bull now comes through in towards the final couple of corners. I know he's a quick driver. Don't think he's that quick. He nearly invalidates coming through 14. Then through 15, it's really scrappy. And he's back in the pits. I don't blame him. Oh, is he steady in the wall?
That's why you shouldn't cut across the curb like that. Luckily it's only qualifying, so I don't think you get a penalty for that, but... Yeah, he looked very unstable with the back end. He has a very nice front end, as you could see in that stadium section, just riding all the curbs. But just so loose on the back.
Yeah, he is. Rackler, by the way, went 4th, 15.2, set of soft compound tyres on the car. It's Ivo out on top of GTA Gamer 2nd. Let's just try, and as Rackler just cut across turn number 2, Ivo and GTA Gamer, 2 title contenders, are separated by 400 to the second.
Yeah. And there could be another player coming in right now, Jesse. He did a 28.2 in the first sector. I think that's quite fast. He's coming to the end of the second sector now. 56.3.
He'll be around, dare I say, Neil Darnell Scuba sort of areas where I'm looking at, to be honest, in terms of Jesse's lap time. I thought there was a car around there on the left-hand side. I'm just seeing things. Jesse ran the final corner on the run to the line, and he goes exactly where I expected him to, ahead of Neil Darnell.
I lost out a bit in the second sector, so seemingly not having enough front end UVSs. See Yuri, I think Yuri is out of view, I think he's coming in.
Ooh!
Wagner, no, he's pushing.
Oh. Yeah, Rackler's invalidated. I remember he coming through turn 3. I got excited. He was 5 tenths up in the middle sector. I was like, what on earth? But he invalidated coming through. He cut the chicane, the first chicane, through turns 2 and 3. And that's why, as I think his teammates just came out the pit lane ahead of him. So, has to be held up in the pit lane slightly. Not ideal. Ivo out on top, GTA Gamer 2nd, Saudi Mono on 3rd. The main protagonists that we expect, certainly in the commentary box, are up there with 4.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. I have a feeling it's going to be really changeable towards the end of this qualifying session.
Yeah, I think anybody from the top 6 could get pole. Anybody from Evo down to Yuri could be a contender for pole, as Mr. Merckx is taking a lot of curb through the first 3 corners.
Yeah, he is. Saudi Mono just started up on a lap as well, and I think he's got a little bit of a tow from a car ahead of him, and that is Ruben ahead of him. His teammate is giving him tow down in towards turn number 1. This will gain you 0.3 of a second, roughly, in terms of a gain in the first sector. So Saudi Mono, watch out for this. Oh, he completely butchers up turn number 1, through the left-hander 2, through turn number 3, and yeah, he's backed off completely. I don't blame him. That was not right going through turn number 1. He basically carried too much speed into turn 1, missed the curb, and was off his lap right from the outset.
Yeah, that was a very nice tow that Ruben gave him, though. That's well coordinated, they probably practiced that. That looked very, very nice between them two, but yeah, obviously, I think he didn't expect to carry that much speed into the braking zone of turn 1. Pretty much butchered his entire lap there. Mr. Merckx is coming across the line, could he improve? He's going 11th, that's a good spot for him. Scuba Steve has retired out of turn 3, I think he spun around.
Yeah, that's in the wall, I think, on the right-hand side. There's Yuri. Oh, and he's right in the middle of the track. He's lost his front wing, and he's lost no wheels actually on the car. There's another car around in the background, and who was that?
Evo. He was just starting to push on the lap, and I think, did he get distracted by it, or did he just lose it on his own?
It looked like he lost it on his own. He lost it on the outside curb. It was really big in the camera shot. It was wide out camera shots. I didn't really see, but it looked like he actually got caught on the curb and spun around. So maybe on that inside curb at turn 3, he spun round and then he basically reversed on track. So either there, 14.8, not ideal. He was feeling the pressure. He was saying to me earlier on, coming into tonight, pressure is telling.
Yeah. Let's see, Sarimano just starting his lap. I'm not sure if Ivo can get another lap in if those tires are good and if he's gonna have enough. Oh, and Mano.
Oh, he's giving tow to Ruben. Interesting.
Yeah. I think he was actually trying to push, but he buttered up the first 3 corners again. He's definitely not going to be improving on his lap time.
Ruben to watch out for maybe though, 28.3 in the first sector. It says he's purple, but he's only a 10th off the front runners, so if Ruben really puts in a good final, middle sector and final sector here, as long as he doesn't invalidate through this part of the track, Ruben could be on a good lap. We've got Rackler on a lap as well, he's just coming through the end of the first sector split, and Ruben now through the left-hand of turn 12.
He nailed those S's, he has to be careful with the Haas in front, that might be a bit slower than him.
He's going to be there or thereabouts. If he's not ahead of Saudi Mono, I'll be very surprised. He butchers up through the parasol though.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to go maybe ahead of Jesse. I'm thinking. Ruben around the final corner, on the run to the line. And he goes behind Jesse.
That's behind. Let's see, what can Wacker do? Wacker invalidated. What can VIP do? coming towards the end of the first sector. He's up by 14,000. He doesn't need a lot of time.
But Ivor's 2/10 up in the first sector. Ivor was 2/10 up in the first sector and he invalidates, coming through turn number 8. So drama for Ivo. GTA Gamer only needs to keep this clean and keep it in basically 400th of a second quicker than Ivo to go pole, as he nearly invalidates coming through turn number 9. He's pushing like mad, the Dutchman on his lap, as he now comes through the in towards the Ferrosol, in towards turn number 12, 56.1. He's lost time in the middle sector. Mr. Merckx, I think, has left the session. Hopefully he can get back in, as GTA Gamer now comes through the left-hander of 14 at the Ferrosol, now through 15, and then in towards Peraltada. He's got to put this final sector right on the line. He comes through the final corner. I don't think he's done enough. Through the final corner, he invalidates through the final corner, and he wasn't going to improve anyways. A 14.9 in the end. Neil Zarno, I think, went third. Sadio Mano is the only one that can actually defeat them for pole, and he's actually, I think, backed off his lap.
Yuri, I think Yuri is still pushing. He was up a bit in the first sector. I don't think he's going to make it, but he could get maybe Rekla, maybe even Sadio Mano.
Yeah, I mean, that gap between second and third, as Neil Zarno's popped right on the inside at turn 16 at Peraltada. Yuri ran the final corner to the line, and he goes third ahead of him. So goes third, good lap from him, only by 300ths of a second the improvement to Neil Zarno. But Ivo out on top, GTA Gamer in second, Yuri in third. I think everyone is done. Mr. Merckx is back in the session, Rackler's invalidated, so yeah, that's the end of qualifying, and it's Ivo out on top, GTA Gamer second, Yuri in third. Top 3 are covered by 2.5 tenths of a second. Top 2, more importantly, still the same gap, 400ths of a second.
Yeah, but I think both of them could have improved there if I didn't invalidate. I think VIP made a mistake, and Ivo obviously with that spin and then that invalidation as well. I think those two are really feeling the pressure now, so it's going to be about who can keep a cool head, who has the right strategy in the race. Obviously, everybody in top 10 apart from Jesse also starting on the softs. So yeah, everybody in the top 10 qualifying on those softs. They might be a bit compromised with their strategy here.
Yeah, maybe so. Top 5 on a set of softs. Dare I throw out the thing that I'm thinking? Maybe there's going to be a bit of rain at the start of this race. I hope not. I really hope not. But just because everyone's qualified on a set of softs might mean there might be a threat of rain certainly in the race. But it's Ivo out on top. It's a Dutch 1, 2, 3, and they're in championship order. Ivo out on top, first in the championship. GTA Gamer second in the championship. Yuri in third in the championship, and Neil Zarno there in 4th, Sadio Mano in 5th, Rackler there in 6th, then Dan Messi in 7th, Jesse in 8th. He'll be hoping that he can get up there with Ivo to try and give him that championship victory. Aston Martins, those 2nd and 4th, and that's going to help them in the constructors. Ruben in 9th, JB in 10th, Michael there in 11th, Scuba Steve in 12th, Cassidy 13th, Mr. Merckx in the AlphaTauri in 14th, Arise in 15th, Sen in 16th, Michel van Dongen 17th, Scar didn't get a lap time in because he crashed out early, and Dakes of course had that qualifying ban, and he starts right at the back of the field as we go now into the race.
I don't think there's going to be any rain, because if there was, everybody would have shot on the softs at the beginning, and as we saw at the start, there was a mixture between mediums and softs. I think it's just that they found out that the mediums aren't going to make it into the top 10. As, yeah, it does look quite sunny outside.
Yeah, beautiful blue skies and sunshine, so my theory of everyone going on to wet compounded tyres is definitely not going to work out, to be honest. However, there is always a threat of rain. We're 800 metres above sea level here in Mexico City, and that means that the oxygen that the drivers will take in, obviously I know this is sim racing, but just imagine if you're one of the real life drivers like Max Verstappen, like Lewis Hamilton, who are going to be coming into this track in October. They're going to be struggling in terms of breathing actually through the race. It's normally quite hot. How will the drivers actually cope with that?
Oh, it's going to be absolute hell for them. I mean, I know that IndyCar has some aero boxes on top of their safety screen. Maybe F1 should introduce something else just to get more air into the driver's helmet, because this can be quite exhausting. I think similar to Singapore, although Singapore is obviously for other reasons, that's mainly because of the humidity. But yeah, it's going to be really hard for the drivers once they get there in October. Especially in those cars that feel heavy, that are a bit more sluggish to drive.
Yeah, definitely so. A bit of a fun fact as well. I've just seen the date of the Mexico City Grand Prix. It's actually on my girlfriend's birthday, which is not going to be too bad at all. An F1 race on her birthday. I couldn't think of anything better to give her for a present, to be honest. But Ivo out on top, GT Gamer second, top 10 qualifying on that set of soft Compana tyres. I'm looking at 11th position, Hawk. Michael, on a set of hard Compana tyres.
Is he new to the game? Because from my experience, the hards just don't work on this game, like, at all.
It's a bit of a weird one. It is a bit of a weird one, I've got to be honest, because hards will get you 28 or 29 laps if there's no safety cars. The safety car chances, though, around this track, but I'm taking away the F3 drivers in this, safety cars are normally quite high. So that will mean he is going to struggle, potentially. Basically, he's going to be swept up by the rest of the field, you would imagine.
I'll tell you what we will see. We will see an early safety car, maybe around lap 3 or 4. All the soft runners are going to pit. He will lead the race on hard tires. Watch of the restart as there's Mr. Merck spun around in the formation lap. But he's probably going to end up leading the safety car restart with the hard tires. Probably punch everybody up behind and we're going to have absolute carnage. Or maybe he'll do the greatest overcut in history and actually win, but I don't think it's going to be possible. Not with those tires, not with the way that they work on this game.
Yeah, speaking of winning, who's your top 3?
Ivo and VIP in any order, and Mano in P3.
Interesting, I was going to go for the same top 3, to be honest, but I'll mix it up. I'll go GTA for the win, Ivo for second, and for third, I'm just going to put in Michel Van Dongen. Why not? 500 lights are going out here in Mexico City for F3. It is the penultimate race of the championship, and it's lights out and away we go. And Ivo gets a really good start, and GTA slept off the start as Yuri's going to pull alongside to try and get the run on both of them in towards turn number 1. Niels Arnold slipped away from the start as well. Sardio's chasing him down in towards turn number 1, but we've nearly got 3 wide as Ivo leads the way, and GTA Gamer dives it down the inside line. That is late from the Aston Martin. Tries to make it early, ran the outside. Beautiful move. GTA Gamer into the lead of the race. How on earth he managed to do that, I do not know, but it's still side by side as Ivo's going side by side still up in towards turn number 4. He's on the outside line, now pulls around the outside of turn number 4. He goes in deep though, and GTA Gamer holds the lead. Yuri there into third. Sardo Mono having a fight with Neil Zano in the background. Dakes and Skull are having a bit of a fight further down the field, but GTA Gamer leads the way. Ivo in second, Yuri in third. There's a spinner, and that's Michael round. Michael on the set of hards round, coming out of turn number 4, and that's Rackler diving it down the inside of Neil Zano as well. Just about kept away with it. GTA Gamer though waltzes around the outside of Ivo, gets the lead of the race. Through the first half, lap we go.
Yeah. Oh, and there comes
JB.
Oh no, JB. It's a bad start for both Haas and VSC. It's going to be interesting with Nisano and Wecker because they were going side by side as the VSC came out. I think Nisano was just ahead.
Yeah.
But still, all things considered, I think it was a relatively clean first lap. I didn't see any front wing damage. Obviously, we have had problems as Nisano is pitting.
Mediums.
Okay, does he have damage or is he performing undercut? And will mediums get him that far? He is pitting for mediums. And it is an undercut, but that's surely going to commit him to a 2-stop now.
It will, but 19 seconds normally the pit stops around here. Anywhere above that, you're in a little bit of trouble. Neil Zorno, though, has probably taken away 5 or 6 seconds from this pit stop. Same with Michael as well. I believe he had maybe a little bit of damage coming in the pit lane there, but Neil Zorno's certainly out the pit lane. He is basically going to try and undercut the rest of the field. Not a bad strategy. He's going to be in clear air, but if a safety car comes out, he's absolutely done for.
Yeah. Let's see, just checking. Michael, he didn't have any front wing damage, so he also tries to do the undercut, probably found out that the hards are not working that early on in the race. With all the traffic, with the green flag and with the fuel, as we are back to green flag racing, and VIP got a nice jump on Evo.
He did. Actually, Ivo gained a little bit of time. It was a second off the restart. Oh, it's Dan Messi goes very wide. Rackler's going to dive it down the inside line. Maybe a Sadio in towards turn number 12. He doesn't. Into the Ferrosol. And Cassidy was on the back of Dan Messi as well there. But Dan, as Cassidy nearly goes into the back of him, tries to get the overloop around the outside, but doesn't get the move done through there. As Dakes is making a move on Scuba Steve, who was spun, in fact, Dakes. So Dakes has spun through the back of the field. He's there in 16th position. Scuba Steve as well with Mr. Merckx having a good battle but GTA Gamer pulls away. Cassidy sets the fastest lap of the race at the minute, so the fastest lap point will be going to him in 7th. GTA Gamer, though, is a second clear. Ivo in second, you in third, and remember, Hawk, you cannot get DRS until turn 12.
Exactly, that is very important to remember, and obviously both DRS straights, or well, 2 out of the 3 DRS straights, use the same point. So the main straight and the straight leading to turn 4, they are both activated by the detection point at turn 12, or just after turn 12, I think it's after turn 14, if I remember the layout correctly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the DRS is going to be very critical here, but it's even more critical to have a good car in the second sector to be able to close up to the car in front, and right now, Ivo is not able to do that.
Oh, Rackler's all over the back of Sodium on, although this is the DRS detection now enabled, and Rackler pulls to the inside line at turn 12. She'll get the job done. Red Bull through in the Alpine. Thrinny's into 4th. Rackler, these last 2 weeks, since I've been commentating them, he has really improved in terms of his racecraft. It is really good to see. He's got pace. He just needs to channel that in now and try and catch the front 3 ahead of him. But he's got to come under pressure from Sadio Mano, who's in behind, and they don't share the same DRS detection point. Only down in towards turn number 3 they do, or turn number 4 they do. Cassidy's got to run side by side as well as Dan Messi in the background. So Sadio pulls alongside Rackler and gets the job done into P number 4 he goes, and Dan Messi thought he was going to lunge one there on the Red Bull. Cassidy's alongside him, but he doesn't get the move done, and as we are, as Scott and Dakes are having a battle. Go ahead.
Dan Messi is going to have a go at Rackler here into turn 4, that's what I meant. Rackler absolutely defenseless. Or is he? He's trying to hang it around the outside. Gives Dan Messi a little bit of a squeeze, but gives him barely enough room. You're right, Rackler really didn't prove his racecraft. He's always been known as somebody that's kind of like people remember the old Kevin Magnussen. Very hard to pass. Prone to make a few ambitious maneuvers as Ruben already gets a penalty. But yeah, he looks to be much improved, and now he's going to try to get Sadio Mano on that run to turn 1.
Cassidy Newman's back there of Dan Messi, and they're just continuing up a little bit through the Ferrosol section. GTA Gamer leading the way, Ivo second, New in third. Nothing really happening in terms of the front 3. Dakes and Scuba Steve are having that battle coming through the Ferrosol section, and Mr. Merckx is involved in that as well, as now Cassidy comes running at Dan Messi down in towards turn number 1. I think we're going to see Noah's Ark possibly in towards turn number 1, because Rackler goes side by side with Sadio Mano. Cassidy actually pulls it off the ERS, and he lunges it down the inside on the McLaren, thinking he's got the nerves of steel to go down the inside. A little bit of contact, but Dan Messi holds on for 6th, and Sadio Mano is going to be defenceless, maybe off Dan and behind.
I think Dan is a little bit too far back, but battling with Cassidy costs him. Yeah, it's really a nice trend developing there behind Rackler.
Oh my goodness me!
Oh, Jesse.
Ruben! What on earth was that? Was that a dive bomb down the inside line? Or did he just completely mess up his braking mode? I don't know what happened there. I had an awful camera angle. Jesse is into 8th still. Ruben in 9th. I'm assuming because he's going that slow through the middle sector. That was very unintentional. And he just dived it as a rise. Tries to go all the way around the outside. There's a bit of contact between them both. And Ruben just about stays ahead. But I'm not sure if that was a dive bomb or maybe a possibility of overtaking the Century.
I don't know. Maybe he was just getting such big of a tour that he was just underestimating his entry speed. I mean, I was talking about Rackler as, you know, being known as someone that would go for ambitious moves. Ruben is never one of those guys, and yeah, he's going in. Maybe he has some front wing damage even, who knows. I didn't see what happened. I didn't know if he made contact or not.
Yeah, maybe so. Sadio Mano chasing down Rackler in towards turn number 1, doesn't get the move done. GTA Gamer still holds the lead. Ivo in second, Yuri in third. Rackler for the first time is just escaping out of Sadio Mano's clutches, and now Rackler is within a second basically on the back of Yuri, who's not using up any ERS. Rackler has used up a lot of ERS though, 10% he has got on that ERS usage. Basically, if you're new to Formula 1 and you're new to FRL F3 here tonight, basically drivers brake into a corner, they conserve energy, they go out of a corner, they use that energy back up. So Rackler has got to try and conserve as much of that energy as possible, with Yuri having, what, maybe 3 times as more as what Rackler does at this stage in the race.
Yeah, but very important for Rackler, he's going to have a great chance to save that with the DRS. He can just stick behind him if he's smart, just harvest some energy, and once his battery is fueled up again, he can just go past and maybe try to latch onto the likes of Ivo and VIP, who are still keeping a respectful distance between each other with 1.6 seconds. Also, just to confirm, Ruben did have front wing damage, he got his wing changed. And another player that we can't forget about, Lizano. I've been watching his time, he lost about 3 seconds since the safety car restart, he's now 23 seconds behind VIP GTA Gamer.
Oh.
But I think when he pits, he's still gonna come out, possibly right next to him, as Van Dongen and Jesse are in the pits, Van Dongen with wing damage seemingly.
Yeah, both going inside of medium compound tyres as well. If you're wondering what my oof was about, Cassidy went in the back of Dan Messi through turn number 1, and the McLaren luckily hasn't picked up any front wing damage. It was left side end plate, basically on the rear end of the car, and Cassidy is very lucky to get away with minimal damage, if not no damage whatsoever, as a result of that slight collision. Jesse's picked up a 3-second penalty further down the field, which is unfortunate. We are about a sixth of the way through the race, so those are the penalties. Dan Messi just picked up one there. It is Dakes, Mr. Merckx, Jesse, Michael, Ruben Van Dongen, and Michelle Van Dongen. Ruben, sorry, and then Michelle Van Dongen, who've got 6 seconds and 3 seconds respectively, and that is the penalties run down so far as Rackler right on the back of Yuri.
Yeah, I think Cassie might have just the tiniest bit of front wing damage, or his tires are wearing, because his front end looked really stable for the first few laps, but now it looks a bit more understable, and Scuba Steve, that could be a safety car.
Yeah, it is.
And it is. And it's perfect for Cassidy.
I think he's came into a collision with Mr. Merckx. Mr. Merckx has got no front wing as well. He went in the escape road through turn number 12, and Mr. Merckx has picked up front wing damage as well. So I have a feeling they've gone side by side. They've contacted coming out of turn 11, maybe a touch of wheels. So easy to do. But look at all the guys on the set of softs. They are absolutely done for in terms of this strategy, perhaps. Yuri has came out the pit lane. He's just behind the safety car coming out the pit lane. But look at how far he's behind. Oh, he's going to get absolutely blocked by the safety car coming out the pit lane through turn 2 and 3. Luckily, there's a delta time, and he can actually gain that delta back. But as the safety car nearly crashes Nilzano at the race. This is why we need a new game instantly.
Yeah, but safety car needs to be a bit more careful there before Stuart wrote a 5-second penalty to it. Just to confirm, Cassidy did have front wing damage, because I saw that he had a little bit more understeer than earlier, because he had a really strong front end all race long. So it seems like he picked up some damage in that collision with Dan Messi. And Nisano, what is that going to mean for him? Of course, with that massive undercut, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to jump the guys like Ivo and VIP. But he's going to be back in contention, but of course on those 5-lap older tires.
Yeah, front runners are in though. GT Gamer are in, Ivo in. In fact, all the guys in the set of softs are coming in. Ferrari are going to have to double stack. We've seen this one before at the weekend, of course, in Monaco. Last weekend, that was. Sen and Arise both coming in the pit lane. They're going to be double stacked, I think. Yep, Sen's going to be held up. And how long is he going to be held up by? About 5 seconds. Rackler, by the way, Hawk. Set of softs!
Okay. I think
and look at where he's coming out. There's Yuri. And he's ahead of him. That's crucial.
And Nisano and Sadumano just racing. I think Sadumano got ahead.
Yep.
So Vector probably thinks, actually, will those mediums, let's say the safety car comes in around lap 11, so that would be about 25 laps to go. Can the mediums go that long? Or will the people have to commit to a 2-stop? I think they might have to commit to a 2-stop.
Yeah, from my experience of commentating around here, and I've done it a lot, trust me, in Mexico on this game, set of softs normally last around 7 or 8 laps before they tend to go off the cliff. They only, I think, on a maximum strategy, you're only going to get 12 or 13 laps out of them. Mediums, you can get around 18, 19 laps out of them, and that is really pushing those tyres. Again, around lap 12, lap 13, on that set of medium compounders tyres stint, you're going to be struggling, and those mediums will not last towards the end of the race. So I think you're right, Hawk. I think they've got to be going 2-stop strategy. It all depends on who has got the quicker strategy. I think if I was looking at Rackler, on a set of softs in third, I think he's absolutely nailed that strategy, to be honest.
Yeah, because if he's smart, he can just overtake the cars in front, extend that gap to over 1 second before the DRS gets activated, and then just let all the medium runners battle behind him. Because surely everybody will have to pit again. So he can just use up those softs as much as he can, create that gap, and just drive away. So I think Weckler, as you said, could be in the best position to potentially win this race.
Yeah, shorter term, he's going to have so much pace on Ivo and GTA Gamer. It's going to be maybe 2 seconds a lap, dare I say, in terms of Rackler's performance over Ivo and GTA. But as it stands, in terms of the championship, Gamer, GTA, will be taking it to the final race of the season as it stands. A 22-point gap coming into tonight. As it stands, there'll be a 15-point gap, with the fastest lap obviously being Sen at the minute, 17.9. So the gap will be 15 points as it stands if the race was to stop as it is now between GTA Gamer and Ivo at the top of the standings, as Rackler is doing the 10 car length strategy, it seems, on the back of Ivo, and he's really trying to back the pack up. And I think, to be honest, I don't blame him, because I'd be wanting to get out of that slipstream range, maybe cut fourth at around 8-9 of a second to Ivo, and then use up those tyres to pounce.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to make sure that he doesn't damage his front wing at all, because he knows that he's potentially on the best strategy right now. And whenever I'm in the safety car queue, I always try to leave quite a big gap, because I do not want to have to repair my front wing. Because if that happens, if you get damaged and a 5-second penalty, you're going to be at the back end of the field, and that's something that none of those drivers can afford right now.
Yeah, definitely so. Just in the F3 chat, by the way, on Discord, Steve complaining about Mr. Merck, so clearly something happened there. Safety cars coming in this lap, though. Stewards will have a look at that, I'm sure, at that incident if both POVs have been recorded. But, safety car coming in this lap, which means Virtual Bert Marlander's not going to cause any more chaos out on track. GTA Gamer, now the Virtual Bert Marlander, he's now the virtual safety car. Ivo is going to be stuck right underneath that rear wing, and if I was Rackler, I'd be forfeiting a little bit of ground here just to get a bit of slipstream down the straight on the back of Ivo on GTA. But looking at GTA, he's already gone, I think, into Peraltari, speeded up through Peraltada. It's going to be a very late safety car restart this.
Up behind, I think.
Oh, he's going to be careful, and he just about gets going, but that forfeits now. Rackler back into play on Ivo, so we're back underway. Sen's picked up a penalty. Yuri has got Sadio Mano as Sen is into the pit lane even, but GTA leads the way. Ivo, though, is going to try and run him down and towards turn number 1. The Aston Martin and the Mercedes could perhaps go side by side. Another Aston Martin, though, of Neil Donner going side by side in the back when he gets Yuri in towards turn 1. Lovely move that. Into 5th, and he actually taps the back end of Sadio Mano. Rackler, though, look at that pace now compared to Ivo. He's now coming alive on that set of softs. Is he going to get the run up towards turn number 4 on him? No, he's not. He's waiting behind, and that's smart driving actually from the Red Bull. GTA leads the way. Ivo in second, Rackler in third. Bit of a messy safety car restart, I've got to be honest.
I think Yuri lost 3 positions in that safety car restart, because for me, I was riding on board with Weckler. It kind of looked like VIP went, then just kept the pace constant, then went again.
Yeah.
So that could have caused a bit of a bunch up. As I said, Yuri losing 3 positions as a result of that. I don't think there's any damage down the field as Sadio Mano gets the penalty. But yeah, Weckler, I think he should try to make a move as quickly as possible, just to make sure that those medium runners can't stay in his DRS. Because every lap that passes, where he's behind those guys, his tires are gonna lose pace. And as you said, they are only good for like 7-8 laps, and then they fall off.
Yeah, and exactly what you said, it's about to come true, I think, because he's right on the back of Ivo, doesn't want to use up any ERS. Now he uses up the ERS. It's smart driving from Rackler, pulls to the inside line. Ivo's going to be in his rear mirror coming in towards turn number 1, and Rackler is through and he's into second. Nice move that by Rackler. GTA, though, beginning to get away. He's 8/10 away from Rackler. He's out of slipstream range at the minute, the Red Bull, and the Mercedes now has got to try and work with him to try and get back. But if I was Rackler, I'd be absolutely storming onto the back of the Aston Martin. If I've got the pace, I know I've got the pace on those tyres. I'd be storming onto the back of the Aston, dragging the rest of the guys along with me, and then perhaps, coming back in the pit lane around lap 24, 25, I would think.
Yeah. Interesting from Ivo, he didn't take any slipstream from VIP or from Weckler. He consciously stayed out of the slipstream. I don't quite get why, apart from maybe temperature issues, but that shouldn't be a factor that early after the safety car restart.
Look at how quick Rackler was through that S section. He's just gained 0.8 of a second on GTA Gamer, and he's right on the back of him, coming through the Ferrosol. This is going to be perhaps the easiest overtake you will see all night. I just know this is going to be set up in towards turn number 1. He's going to have no DRS. The DRS is going to be enabled again this lap around, as it is now. But as Ruben has spun, coming through the Ferrosol at turn 15, Rackler hunts down GTA Gamer in towards turn number 1. I think he's going to probably wait here. Dan Messi's going to get Neil Zano in towards turn number 1. Rackler's not going to wait. He's going to ignore my standing point there towards turn number 1. Try to lynch the move, but he's going to get the traction out of turn number 3 on the up towards turn number 4. I think he might have this one. You know, the Red Bull eyeing up now on the back of the Aston Martin. He pulls to the inside line, and Rackler should be heading towards turn number 4. But GTA Gamer goes around the outside. Rackler, though, clean pair of heels, gets into the lead of the race.
Tell you what, going into turn 1, I thought Rackler was going to go for it. The old Rackler would have absolutely sent it into turn 1 like Daniel Ricciardo. Very smart driving there from Rackler, just waiting to get to turn 4. And I think now he should be able to clear the DRS window and just pull away.
He's already cleared it.
Time is gaining.
GTA Game has just got DRS, he's got 3-second penalty as well, but look at the clouds! Look at the clouds beginning to develop over the circuit. Do you know that threat of rain that I mentioned?
Let's see, we're not even halfway through the race. Ooh, this could be good. I mean, this could be either brilliant or terrible for Rackler. If it rains within like 4 or 5 laps, it's going to be great for Rackler. If it rains in 10 laps and Rackler has already made a stop for mediums, he's going to be in a world of pain. But it is getting darker very quickly as Nisano and Yuri are batting side by side. Nisano just getting overtaken there. And it has gotten a lot darker in the last lap, holy moly.
It has indeed. Yuri through and he's intersect, got the outside line down the straight in towards turn number 1, took Neil Zano 4 chips and he's through and he's intersect. I think Jesse's going to perhaps do the same on Neil Zano as well. He's on the back of him in towards turn number 4. I think honestly they need to start getting these moves done before this threat of rain does come. I wasn't told that there's going to be rain in this race, but I work in mysterious ways, I guess, on commentary. As Rackler leads the way, GTA Gamer in second. Ivo in third. You mentioned something. I think GTA Gamer made a mistake.
No, Mr. Merckx on the back of Michael. His backhand was so loose breaking into turn 6 it was. I thought he was going to spin around and get collected by Van Dongen. He has a very unstable backhand, it seems like.
Yeah, he does. Down in 13th position at the minute. He's got fresher tyres. Dan Messi has been overtaken by Yuri. So that's team orders there towards the Ferrosol. Yuri, though, why would you do that, though? Yuri in 5th is on a lap older tyres, and he's 2.6 seconds behind Dan. If I was Dan, I'd be working with fresher compounded tyres, fresher mediums, to get your teammate into play. Very strange one, that, to be honest, between them both.
Maybe championship, maybe Yuri is just having some better pace, even though the tyres are 1 lap older.
Yeah. Oh, I think so, yeah, because he's in 3rd in the championship, he's still got a mathematical chance, but at the end of the day, he's not going to be within contention. Ivo, by the way, is going to go for GTA Gamer in towards turn number 4, he pulls to the outside line, and the GTA Gamer absolutely sends it down the inside line. Brilliant defensive move, that by the Aston Martin, and Ivo now is just having to sit and wait in behind. He tried as he must, he's got a phenomenal run. Yuri and Dan are having to fight Nilzano sideways out of turn number 6 as well. Doesn't get the move done, and see Williams are side by side.
Absolutely no team orders between them two, I think we can confirm that. Oh, please don't question each other.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah, that looked nice, that looked very nice. But yeah, that's exactly what Rackler wants to see. He wants to see VIP and Ivo battling behind him, just costing each other time as Yuri and Dan Messi.
Oh, Jesse! Oh! Jesse, sorry to cut you off. Nearly went in the back of Neil Zorno. Neil Zorno was getting his elbows out, but he's getting them out too much as Cassidy's down the inside line of him, and this is going to end in tragedy for somebody.
They somehow survived.
God almighty is what I think I can say there. Ivo on the back of GTA Gamer does take the move in towards turn number 1, and Sadio Mono's going to get the move done as well. So GTA Gamer absolutely sends it again down the inside line. Shooting the Alpines up the inside line, though. How on earth is the Aston Martin doing this? He's going to be absolutely butchered out of turn number 3, and Sadio Mono, surely he's going to have the run on GTA Gamer. GTA Gamer now made to go in behind Sadio Mono. He's Looney's into 3rd, and he's going to send it again. GTA Gamer is getting, I think, quite restless, I've got to be honest, out on track. As Ivo now is pulling the gap to Rackler.
I mean, VIP he really has nothing to lose as he's almost spinning out of turn 6. Yeah, he's just killing his tires trying to hold position. As we have a yellow sector 1 where the Haas spun around again. He already spun around in the pit entrance. As Mr. Merckx and Van Dongen are going side by side, Mr. Merck's beautiful move around the outside of turn 8, I think that was.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful from him.
Oh, we're not even halfway through this race. And, oh, I thought I saw rain there. Michael's got no foot wing as well, so the Haas is down in 16 to Sen. Gotta be very careful, and to be fair, Michael just gets out of the way and lets Sen through. So that's nice stuff there from the Haas man. Rattler leads the way, Ivo in second, Sodimano in third. Normally when I say there's a threat of rain, it comes within 5 laps. I think we've nearly got to that 5 laps point, so we should see the rain start to fall, if it is going to come down, in the next 3 or 4 laps, I would think, as Yuri tries to dive down the inside of Dan Messi and towards turn 1.
Also interesting to point out, Ivo is actually faster than Weckler. He just had the fastest lap time of the race. Weckler barely has any energy left. Ivo has about, what, 20-30% more than him. I think Weckler is already struggling on those tires. They are already 7 laps old, so the crossover will be fairly soon. So if it does, if the rain does come, I think Weckler is going to hope that it comes ASAP.
Yeah, definitely so. He's struggling as well, maybe with the back end coming through the S section there. He was certainly struggling for a little bit of pace. But then saying that, he's 2 seconds, so you either might have made a mistake, or he's just going too hard, too early on those tyres. As is the Williams guys as well. You and Dan Messi are having a fight on the mediums. They're going too hard, too early, and there's a spinner further down the field to Mr. Merckx.
Oh, and he has no front wing. I think he was battling with Van Dongen, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Could be that they made some contact coming out of the S's. I was just about to say something. I forgot what I was going to say. I'm going to come back to it. As my reflex, but still the slow.
Jesse on the back of Neil Zarno, nearly going side by side. He needs to tuck back in the slipstream here. The Mercedes is going to get Dan Messi in towards turn number 1. Jesse on the back of Neil Zarno doesn't fall for the position. To be honest, Cloud Williams is probably looking at this point and thinking, what on earth are you guys doing? I was Team Boss back in the day. GTA Gamer, by the way, centered on Sonny Amano in towards turn number 4. And he doesn't get the move done again unless he gets the traction out of 6. Doesn't get the move done, and he's still in 4th. But the Frank Williams is probably looking down on these 2 Williams guys now and thinking, you should be fighting like this, but you've got to help each other as well.
Oh, because this one around. Yeah, I mean, watching those... Now I remember what I was going to say. Watching those Williams battle is obviously great entertainment, but if them two crash and end up costing each other time, oh, it's gonna be so ugly. So ugly between them two.
Well, it was 2.6 seconds between GTA and Dan. It's now 4.6. Yeah. That's how aggressive they've been going at it out on track. And they are forfeiting each other time. And if I was them, if I was Williams' team principal at the moment, I'd be thinking, right, driver who is ahead and has got the pace, absolutely send it and go for it, because GTA Gamer's in DRS range. He's got to get Sadio Mano as well in towards turn number 1 as the Aston Martin pulls around the outside. Oh, this would be a beautiful move. He can pull it off, and he does. The Aston Martin through. Beautiful, clean move that by the championship second. And Sadio Mano, though, is going to try and fight back because he got a good run off, as I think the clouds are beginning to clear out on track now.
Yeah. I mean, you said you would let the faster Williams go out in front. I'm not sure about you, but I can't see which one of the two is the fastest right now.
I mean, fresher compounded tyres, I would say Dan, but Yuri looks all over the back of him coming through the middle sector here through turn 6. Neither of them have got pace.
For energy.
Yeah, neither of them has got pace either. And that's a big thing, because that's where the cork in the bottle in this DRS train. Potentially, it could have been a 10-car DRS train, as Dakes and Arise are having a fight and actually make contact, and Arise is in the wall. I think Dakes possibly there was trying to get past him into VSC. I think Dakes was trying to get past him there.
Record's going into the pits, that's beautiful for him, that's just what he needed. As you said, the cows are clearing now.
Oh, he's going mediums.
VLP is going to go mediums as well now. He's going to try to do the undercut on Ivo. Oh no, he's going softs.
Wow.
Why? Why?
If he's gone on his tyres, he can make them to the end. Neil Darno also, both Aston Martin set of softs on that car. Yuri, by the way, stays out. Jesse stays out. Michelle Van Dongen stays out. Rackler's in 5th. And has got his teammate ahead of him as Arise has retired in the pit lane. Unfortunate for Arise. I don't blame him, to be honest. And his AI was going to put on a set of hard compound tyres as well. So that's probably why he retired.
I don't get why the Aston Martins are doing it. Like, you could be Sergio Perez and nurse those tyres all the way to the home. You're gonna have no pace on them. As now, Saito gets a better restart than VIP and is going to pass him into turn 4.
Saito is going to be on the inside of 5! They're going to make contact! I dare not look at this. Yes, Martin, to be fair, hold on the position. Brilliant stuff.
And who's that? Mr. Merckx has spun around out of the final corner.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Just trying to see, by the way, who picked up a drive-through penalty, because somebody flicked up with a drive-through. But it now says on my screen that there's no drive-throughs. Weird.
I'm gonna check the race director. Let's see, incidents.
Was it Mr. Merckx, I think? Oh no, it was Michael, I think. It was Michael, I think, that had a drive-through. It popped up, but it doesn't say he's got a drive-through on the penalties on the right-hand side.
Yeah, Michael Haas. He got a drive-through on the series that he's the only guy to do so. Also, another thing. Ivo, the only guy without a penalty so far.
Wow. Ah, Michaels came in the pit lane. I wonder if he's just served up that drive-through. That's why I'm thinking it's gone off. I think he has. He's behind Ivo out on track. Oh, yeah, he's been in the pit lane. He served up that drive-through. Smart.
Yeah, Lizano just got past Dan Messi. Those softs working for now, but I don't think they're gonna work until the end of the race. Wegler. Sadio Mano.
Horse and mouth moment right there. Goodness me, the Williams and the Aston Martin. Sadio Mano, 90% of that I thought he was going to make contact with him. In fact, he did make contact with him. I don't know how they've got away scot-free. As GTA Gamer picks up another penalty, and that's crucial.
Let's see, let me check the penalties. Oh, got a lot of guys with 6 seconds. GTA has 6 seconds, Sadio Mano has 6 seconds, Scar only has 3 seconds, but he will have to pit again, I think. Yuri with 3 seconds, Jesse with 6, Michael Van Dongen with 6, Wegler with 3. I think Wegler could still win this race. He's on the back of his teammate now. Surely there are going to be some team orders between the two brothers. I think they're brothers. Are they brothers? Certainly are.
I think they are. There's some relation anyways, I remember that. Rackler's got him...
They're both called Van Dongen, so...
Yeah, they must be related. I'm sure they're brothers.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll come in the chat afterwards and just be like, yeah, we are brothers, thanks for mentioning that on the chat. Mr. Merckx has picked up a penalty as well, and there's a yellow flag in Sector 2, and that is him round. Mr. Merckx is round. And is that a safety car? It is. Yes, oh, and look where Ivo is. Ivo's in front. GTA Gamer's in 6th. Has this just won Ivo the championship?
I think it has. I think it has. Surely.
It's going to be all dependent on the Delta, though. He's on a set of mediums. He can choose to get those mediums to the end, or go, set of softs, risk them to the end. If I was him, I'd risk it. I've got nothing to lose if I was in his position. Everyone in behind... Yeah, and he's coming in. Ivo's in.
Coming in. Yeah, gonna be mediums, surely. It could be close on the exit with VIP if VIP chooses to stay out.
I think they will.
He's coming through the stadium now. I mean, VIP... He has to commit to it. He has just go.
Jesse stays out, and this is important because Mercedes are going to have one driver ahead. Is GTA going to stay out as well? No, GTA Gamer's in. GTA Gamer's in, and Ivo's out the pit lane in 3rd.
He's realizing his mistake. I mean, GTA. I mean, now he pretty much has a level fighting chance, only that he's going to be like 5 positions behind the championship rival.
Oh, and he's got on the mediums.
I think the mediums are still the better call because, although, I think the mediums could be faster towards the end if you can just keep them alive in the beginning. Ivo on the softs, I think VIP might have better tires in the long term. Oh, it's going to be so interesting with strategy. It's going to be so interesting between them two.
I will say this now, I think Ivo's just won the championship because GTA Gamer's in 10th. It's only 1 point. Ivo's getting 15 points. And in fact, because his penalties ahead of him, he's going to be getting full 25. as it stands, with Rackler and Jesse, if they stay ahead of him, Ivo has got a really good chance. Rackler, by the way, is at a technical net lead of this race, because Jesse, I think, will go to the end of the race if I was him. If I was Jesse, I'd be backing up Rackler into Ivo. Ivo then gets Rackler and then lets him through.
Yeah. I mean, you say that it's going to be difficult for VIP GTA Gamer. I'm going to tell you, this is F3. I remember, when was it? F3 Season 4 around Japan. The safety car came in with 2 laps to go. Leader has spun on the safety car restart. Then the next top 2 took each other out in turn 1. And I had a fight with Adsax for the win, and Steven almost got the win because of penalties. Anything is possible in F3. We could see Michael in P15 win this race, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, maybe not Michael, because he's probably not going to catch up to the safety car, but anything can happen here. It ain't over until it's over.
Yep, as one famous commentator once said, anything can happen in Formula 1, and I think that's about to be proven in the final 12 laps of the race here in Mexico. It's Jesse that leads the way. Rackler second, Ivo in third. He's on that fresh set of soft compound tyres. You'd imagine, in theory, he's going to be quicker than every single person out on track at this stage. He's got no penalties as well. Ivo looks set to be crowned FRL F3 champion. A bit of a stat as well that I received off Jesse just before we came live. And the stat was that he has tried 3 times in other leagues, has Ivo, and he's finished second in all 3 of them. This is his chance to right the wrongs and get a championship victory.
Oh, I know how it feels to just finish second for I don't even know how many seasons in a row, and you just want to get that first championship under your belt, and he's going to feel so relieved if he can do it today. But as I said, a lot can happen. He can spin around, he can feel the pressure. I mean, I think if he ever felt pressure all race, he's definitely going to feel it now, because he knows that he's in position. The championship rival is in Prix. He doesn't even have to win this race. He just has to stay ahead of VIP GTA Gamer. That's all he has to do.
Yeah, and with no penalties to his mark, as Ruben's got a penalty for a collision with Scar. No damage on the cars, I don't think, but that's coming to the exit of the S section, so the SA section out of 11, that's where they collided. So Ruben's got a 5-second penalty, plus on top of that, he had, 15 seconds worth of time penalties? 20 seconds he's now on. Ruben keeping up the very good fact of picking up many penalties, I think, here in F3. Dakes as well. By the way, Dakes had a qualifying ban, remember, and he's in 8th position, as Ruben on the back of Scar. I don't know what's going on here, but there's a bit of, dare I say, rivalry now between them both. Probably exchanging words at this stage.
With every driver. I mean, Ruben is really one of those that is quite,
hot-headed?
Not the most pleasant companion.
Yeah, but if I was in Ruben's shoes, I'd ignore that 5-second penalty. I'd try to get it removed at the end of this race. And he's got Scar ahead of him. He's got a good chance of still picking up points. It all depends on what's going to happen in the final 12 laps of this race. So if I was Ruben, I wouldn't give up. Anything can happen in Formula 1. Put that behind you and just get on with the race. Quite simple. Jesse leads the way, Rackler in second, Ivo there in third. Dan saying as well, he spun 3 times. That's Dakes, I think, in the chat, saying he spun 3 times, and he's in 8th position from the back of the field.
As I said, anything can happen. And let's see, we're gonna have 11 laps when we restart. You know, I'm leaning more and more towards your side. I think Ivo might have pretty good chances of even winning the race. I think it's almost certain that it's going to win the championship unless the racing gods decide something else. But there were soft tires, they are definitely going to make it to the end. I'm not quite sure about Jesse though. He's going to be very slow, definitely, but he might pick up a puncture in the last few laps as the safety car is coming in now.
Yeah, and Jesse's now the virtual Marlander once again. He looks like he wants to get on with this, actually, Jesse, to try and bring Ivo into play. He's got to use up that set of softs sparingly, though, because he's got, 12, 13 laps to do on that set of soft compound tyres. Jesse, nearly a bit of contact, actually.
So slow.
Jesse very slow out of Perotada. Oh, I don't like that restart, to be honest. Rackler's on the back of him, and Ivor's going to get a real good slingshot off the start. And Jesse now will have to defend.
Well.
And Rackler absolutely weaves down the straight, and Ivor now tries to break the toe. And there's going to be a crash if they're not careful here, because Ivor's on the back of Jesse, maybe going for turn number 1. But he's got nowhere to go. He's boxed in by his own teammate. And Ivor now around the outside has got literally nowhere to go. And there's Rackler around the outside of Jesse. Absolutely perfect from Rackler. And now Ivor's going to get the slipstream on both. He's going to get them both. And Ivor's through, and he's into the lead of the race. That might have been a box effect. That looked an ordinary. And Jesse now fighting with Rackler once again. Rackler around the outside of turn number 4. Absolutely centered on Jesse. And look at Ildano as well getting involved. Anything can happen in Formula 1. Anything can happen in Formula 3. Oh, and there's contact between Ildano and Rackler. Ivor leads the way. Rackler second. Ildano in third. All of that spawned from a 3-wide slingshot out of turn number 3. Senna's round at the back of the field. And Ivor leads the way by a second. And he's just now got himself maybe the championship win.
Yeah, that looked very good from Ivor. At first I thought that his teammate is going to cost him there, because he was just absolutely boxed in into turn 1. But he got that beautiful launch out of turn 3 as it's still close in the midfield.
Oh, and Newey's been spun.
Oh no.
GTA Gamer. He's been going for aggressive moves. That was too aggressive. He went around the outside, left him short of room. And GTA Gamer, he knows that the championship's up, but you've still got to drive clean, my friend. Down on the back of Sadio Mano. And actually, Jesse is the one that's going really slow and could be a bit, perhaps 3 wide and towards turn number 1. Sadio Mano gets the job done. Dan Messi as well. Gonna get the job done.
Yeah, he's gonna get him here.
Yep, and
Just
Jesse.
look at the difference in grip. And Dykes now is gonna back up another position. Or is he? Or is Jesse gonna have a go at Dan Messi? Dan Messi's having a go at Sadio Mano on the outside.
Switch back. Calling it. Switch back out of 5. Oh, I thought he was gonna go inside. He does a terrible. Dan Messi still has faith. Scott, I think, is ahead of Ruben as well.
Ruben, they're still going side by side. Ruben picking up another penalty, as expected.
And Scar's on the outside line. Ruben's on the inside. I don't like this.
Wide.
Oh, and Ruben.
Wide. Scar's not having it, and here's his teammate.
Oh!
He has his teammate through his fellow Scotsman.
And Dykes is going to get Jesse as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesse's just sitting duck here. Oh, is he gonna try it around the outside? No, VIP.
Nah.
Half spin from VIP. That might be karma.
Yeah, it's not working out. He's been too aggressive, I think, in terms of his moves. We've seen it all night. He just needs to settle it down. Championship's done. Have fun out on track. Cassidy has a hand of rage on Ruben. On the... If Cassidy moves across on Ruben here, there's going to be contact down the straight, and I'm not liking how this is going to go. Cassidy and Ruben. Ruben on the outside line of Cassidy. Cassidy sends it down the inside line.
He's still there. Still there.
Beautiful.
Now he's cleared. Good job, and now Scar can have a go at Ruben again, as Michael is in the pits for... How often has he been in? For his 4th stop.
Wow. His 4th stop, and he's in 15th position, and... Dare I say, if there's another safety car in this race, maybe still in a chance of points?
Anything is possible in F3. The VIP is on the back of Jesse now. Jesse getting shuffled back. Wegler with another penalty. Lisano could get a move done on Wegler. I think DRS is disabled, enabled with that, if I remember correctly.
Yep. Yeah, GTA had DRS on the back of Jesse. Oh, and he absolutely sends it down the inside line. And that is GTA Gamer at his absolute best. Jesse was a sitting duck. I don't care how many laps he was on in terms of those mediums. That was a pure dive bomb if I've ever seen it, down the inside of 12. Gets the job done, and GTA Gamer through, and he's into 7th, and Cassidy, I think, might be following through on Jesse as well. And in fact, actually, GTA Gamer suddenly is a second dunk, because Cassidy launches one down the inside line of both of them, in towards turn number 1. The Seversofts come into play, and Cassidy through, and he's into 7th. Beautiful stuff by the Scotsman, and the Alpine is round. And he's out the race.
It's that GSC maybe?
Safety car for that, and it's off track.
Oh god, that was just way too aggressive from Ruben, I think. He just absolutely sent it out of nowhere. They were already 3 wide going into the corner.
Yeah. Never gonna work.
Sadio Mano and Dan Messi having a bit of shenanigans. Okay.
Well, we
what's
can take
gonna
a
happen
breather
now? I have no idea what's gonna happen now.
Do you know how I said Michael could get points as a result of another safety car?
Literally 1 lap ago.
Literally 1 lap ago. I'm an absolute curse for half of these drivers, I think, in F3 tonight. Ivo leads the way. Rackler in second, Lozano in third. Sens picked up a 3-second penalty. I think that was through turn 11. What does Ivo do now, though? He stays out. Ivo stays out. Surely everyone's going to stay out. Rackler's in!
Rackler's pitting.
Lozano's in! Oh, Lozano's into the back of Rackler! In the pit lane! And that 5-second penalty, and a 5 seconds to be added on in terms of a safety car, in terms of this pit stop as well. Niels Arno has just gone from podium to no points.
That's important. 5 seconds for him. Sadio with 5 seconds for speeding. VIP is in P6 now. Dan Messi. Look at P3.
Dakes is in P3 from 19th on the grid.
I mean, if he can finish in P3, I know who my driver of the day is going to be. Just ignore the bloody champion. To have that kind of comeback with those spins. I mean, fair enough, he did have an incident with Avias that caused him to retire, I think. Apart from that, I think he had a fairly clean race as far as incidents go.
I'll just say this now. Is Dakes perhaps the luckiest driver on the F3 grid tonight?
I'm going to share that statement after the race is over. Because right now anything can still happen.
Don't blame me. Charlie, by the way, said in the chat, let's see if he can do a Mia last to first last season around here. He's in third, but he's got penalties to his name. And speaking of the penalties, I'll give you it, as Dakes has actually just popped in the chat, I think. He got 3 seconds for 2 track limits where I've been pushed wide, so maybe there's a penalty being removed if he can. I'm not sure.
P2.
Yeah, which he might. He might put in P2, I don't know. Ivo though leads the way, Dan in second, Dakes in third. Everyone bar Ivo has got a penalty. That's basically my penalty update for you. Dan has got 3 seconds though for full 1 down. Dakes has got 12, perhaps going to get a couple removed as he said in the chat. Not sure about the process. I'm sure if he appeals it, or puts it in the steward report after the race, then we'll obviously go to the stewards and they can investigate that. Cassidy on 3, Jesse on 9, GTA Gamer on 6, Yuri on 3, Rackler on 6, Sadio Manos on 14, Niels Arno on 11, Sen on 12, Scar on 6, Michael on 9, Michelle Van Dongen on 9, and we've still got 5 laps to go.
Yeah. Also, just look at the position gains really quickly. Dan Messi with 5, that's quite good. Dykes, don't even have to mention him. Cassidy with 9 positions, that's very decent. Jesse with 3. But then just look at the bottom half of the top 10. -4, -4, -2, -4, Nisano losing 6 positions in total. It's been really an up and down kind of race for some of those drivers.
It has.
For some more up than down.
Yeah, I mean, Dan there in second, gaining 5 positions as well. He's driven, I think, maybe one of the cleanest races out of the whole field. So Dan there in second, Dakes there in third. But Ivo has now got maybe 5 laps between himself and a title win. We're not going to get anything like FRL F1 final lap last week in America between Montana and Tom Robbo. This is F3, and we're not going to get, unfortunately, I don't think, a battle between GTA Gamer and Ivo. But Ivo still needs to secure this race win. Safety car's coming in this lap, and Ivo, I'm going to put you in the shoes of Hawk, Ivo Hawk. What would you do after the safety car restart?
I think I would not be able to think straight. I would just try to drive as quickly as possible and leave everybody else behind me, because I do not want them to be in the DRS, because it's so powerful around here. As he's gonna go late again, I think.
It's a better restart.
Tires, so you should have better traction.
Oh, that's a lot better restart, I've got to say. Dakes is actually going to maybe get the move on Dan Messi off the run, down in towards turn number 1, and Ivo actually is going to be the one that's having a sitting duck, and Dan Messi is on the back of Ivo running in towards turn number 1. Dakes is going to try and go around the outside as well, maybe 3 wide, but Ivo holds the lead. Dan Messi in second. Dakes around the outside of Dan Messi. What a move that is! Brilliant stuff. He's doing his into second. Dan Messi gets collided with Sadio Mano, and now all hell breaking loose in behind. Yuri has been dropped down a few positions. He got caught, I think, in a bit of contact with Neil Zarno. Ivo though leads the way. Dakes in second. Sadio Mano in third. Dan Messi in fourth. Perfect restart from Ivo. Dakes though, what on earth was that move around the outside of turn 2? That was phenomenal.
Tell you what, I know I'm gonna jinx him now and he's gonna crash out next lap because of it, but if Ivo's tires give up and Dex overtakes him and he gets that penalty removed, great things could happen.
Yeah, I was going to say great things come in small packages, but they really don't. Maybe removing penalties could do. Van Dongen in the wall.
Yeah, he was side by side with Scar and Yuri, almost making it 3 wide. I have
Scar's
no
got
idea
damage as well.
Scar's still going.
Yeah, he's got damage.
Really damaged.
Right side end plate. Right side end plate damage for Scar. Michael as well in behind. Van Dongen's left the session. Disappointing, I think. He can still make it to the end of the race. Scar stays out. Neil Zarno also got caught up in that incident, I think, and he's into the pit lane as well. Aston Martin taking a big hit, by the way. GT Gamer in 6th is the only man in the points for Aston Martin. Mercedes currently 1st and 9th. So Mercedes outscoring Aston Martin. Not sure what that does in terms of the constructors, but we'll try and work it out at the end of this race. Right now. Sadio Mano's on the back of Dakes. In towards turn number 4. Oh, I thought he was going to go on the back of him there. But Dakes holds on for second. Sadio Mano in third. If I was Sadio Mano, I'd be going for this move immediately as he picks up a 3-second penalty as a commentator's cursing.
Let's see, going into this race, Aston Martin was 15 points behind as it stands right now. Let's see, 27 to 8, that would be an extra 19 points. 19. So Aston Martin would be 34 points behind, if my math is correct.
It's going to be less because Rackler's down the inside on a GT Gamer in towards turn number 12, but doesn't get the move done. Eventually, though, I think Rackler will get that move done. But GTA, yeah, I think it's not enough at this stage. Aston Martin will still be in the Constructors' battle going into the final round.
Yeah, but it is going to be very difficult for them as DS is enabled. Now we've got a nice battle for P9 between Yuri and Jesse.
Thanks.
And up front, Mario?
Sorry,
Mano, I hope you weren't going to notice that. Sadio Mano and Dakes battling with each other.
Oh my!
Dakes has what? Check the penalties really quickly.
He's got 12 seconds. Sadio Mano's got 17. He's still in second.
When did he pick up all those penalties?
I don't know. Well, he said he got forced wide in a few instances, so maybe some of them are getting removed. At this moment, he's going to be second position, out on track. But given that everyone's in behind, I don't know who's going to finish second and third at this stage. Ivor's going to win.
It could be Messi.
Sadio Mano's closing in. Sadio Mano is closing in. As long as Ivo outscores GTA Gamer, this is big. But Ivo now beginning to get closed down by Sadio Mano, the Belgian, coming now at the Dutchman. Yellow flag in the middle sector is Scar, I think, who was slightly spun through the S section. He's got the car back going again. Hasn't picked up any more damage. Yeah, he's just going slow through the S section. Sadio Mano, though, is within DRS this time around on the back of Ivo. This is big in terms of the championship. Sadio Mano's got 17 seconds worth of penalties, though. Scar lets through Michel Van Dongen further down the field. Ivo, though, leads the way. Sadio Mano second, Dakes in third.
Both of them have no ES. The top 3, top 4, top 5 have no ES.
Rackler! Oh, God. What a move! Down the inside, turn number 1, Dan Messi has just been done like an absolute kipper there. Beautiful move, and do you know what? He might do another one towards turn number 4 here. This is going to be around the outside on Cassidy. What a move this is! Oh, Rackler! That's overtaken the season, surely. Rackler through and he's into 4th.
How did he get that stopped? How?
That might be the best move I think I've ever witnessed in Mexico. That was insane. How the hell did he do that?
I mean, I was comparing him to Daniel Ricciardo earlier on. That was definitely Daniel Ricciardo-esque. How did he manage to slow that down?
And the Dutchman is on the move because he's catching Dakes as well. This is not over and done with. We've got the final lap coming up though. GTA Gamers through on Dan Messi, and Dan Messi now having a fight with Sen, and Sen forced it down the inside line. The Ferrari gets the job done. He's through and he's into 7th. Sadio Mano though and Ivo, not over and done with for the actual race win out on track. But in terms of the ERS, Sadio Mano was running out, but he's going to gain on Ivo in towards turn number 1. Sadio Mano takes the race lead in Mexico. Ivo there in 2nd. He's going to hope that those tyres do not puncture on that final lap of this race. GTA Gamer in the meantime on the back of Cassidy. He's run out of ERS, but it doesn't matter. He gets the job done. He's through and he's into 5th.
Oh god. I still think Ivo could maybe get a puncture here, although with the safety car.
I think he'll be fine.
Too certain. But he's losing a lot of pace right now in those last 2 laps. Dykes might be able to close up on him in the 2nd sector, but he should still have enough in it to secure the championship. As Cassidy and Sen.
Yeah, Sen and Cassidy having a fight through turn 6. I think that was a dive by Sen through turn 6, gets the job done. The final couple of corners remain here in Mexico. It has been an absolutely brilliant race once again. I wish I could come to F3 more often. Sadio Mano is coming through the final couple of corners. He's got 17 seconds worth of penalties. He might get a few of them removed, but Sadio Mano out on track has done it the hard way, and the Belgian around the final corner is going to take the race win. But Ivo around the final corner is your FRL F3 champion of the world, and he comes across the line to finish and win the Mexican Grand Prix because of penalties. Rackler in 2nd, GTA Gamer in the end in 3rd, has secured 2nd as well because Yuri is outside of the points and he's fighting with Jesse in the Mercedes going around the outside of turn number 12, and Yuri has just pulled off a brilliant move on Jesse, and Jesse's now coming back at him in towards turn number 12 now. Jesse and Yuri
side by side for the entire lap so far. They're going to complete the entire lap side by side, which is amazing. I've been watching those 2 since the start.
And Jesse's on the inside line in towards Peraltada. Yuri around the outside though is going to do him for chips. Jesse's going to be photo finishing to the line at this rate, and they've got to cross the line I think together. Oh, and they make contact slightly as well. There's a gentleman's agreement who's going to finish. And Yuri and Jesse, I think Yuri finished ahead of him in the end.
I think they both enjoyed that battle so much that they just said, nah, you can have it, no, you can have it, no, you can have it.
Don't blame him. Driver of the day, what about the in-game fans, is Dakes. But your race winner here in Mexico, an FRL F3 champion, is, of course, a lookalike of Gary Donegan, if you know who he is, XL Gary. But to the top side of the podium, of course, it is Mr. Ivo, and Ivo absolutely deserved that, I think. Kept it clean throughout, didn't pick up any penalties, took the race win, and deserved the championship because he's been so clean all season.
Yeah, really good job from him all season long. Also to keep calm in those final couple of laps, as I said, before the final safety car restart. If you're in such a good position, that's usually when you're at your breaking point when it comes to your nerves, and he just did a phenomenal job making sure that he doesn't crack under pressure. Really well driven from him throughout the entire season, but also obviously valiant effort from VIP to give him a fight almost all the way until the end. It was quite entertaining, I gotta say.
It was really entertaining. I've got to keep my voice for tomorrow for F1. I don't know how it's going to end up around there, but Ivo takes the win. Rackler in the end in 2nd. GTA Gamer in 3rd. How on earth he got on the podium after the race he's had is absolutely beyond me. Cassidy, 4th, possible driver of the day candidate, gaining 9 positions as a result of his finishing position there in 4th. Dan there in 5th. Sadio Mano in the end came across the line to win the race. He's ended up in 6th position. Maybe a few penalties going to be removed, and he picked up the fastest lap points as well, so he takes that away from Ivo and GTA. Dakes there in 7th, Sen in 8th. Michael is 9th. How? He was a lap down.
What did you say about 10 laps ago?
He was a lap down. And he's finished 9th.
Anything can happen, FRL.
He's made 4 stops. I mean, Sen's made 5 ahead of him. Madness. Niels Arnold, by the way, also making 4 pit stops, has finished 10th. Yuri in 11th. Jesse in 12th. Michel Van Dongen in 13th. Ended up, I think, coming across the line as a ghost car, so he will not pick up, obviously, any points from 13th. Scar there in 14th, crashed out late on. Ruben in 15th. And these are the DNFs now. So Ruben, Mr. Merckx, Arise, Scuba Steve, and JB didn't even make it through a lap, did JB, unfortunately, out of the race early on. But Ivo takes the win, Rackler second, GTA Gamer in third. Should we dare do the interviews after that race?
Sure.
Shall I invite them in?
We are just as emotionally wrecked as the drivers are.
Definitely so, definitely so. I'm going to go quickly blue screen. I'm going to send them a party invite in the party that we're in at the moment. Should be easy, because I can just go and play together and hopefully get the top 3 in. Oh, maybe I can't. Oh well, GTA Gamer is there. Who else was it? Rackler and... remind me, Ivo. There we go, I've got them. Lovely jubbly. They've been invited in, and we're going back onto the stream now. Has anything been said in the F3 chat, by the way?
Let's see.
Oh dear. Oh, I don't want to look.
A lot of Dutch. I can't speak any Dutch. I got Van Doggen messaging me in PMs, having some words to say about some of the driving standards. Oh god, I think me and my mods are gonna have a nice evening ahead of us.
Yeah, stewards are going to have a nice evening, I think, as well, trying to sift through how many incidents I think we've had in F3 tonight as well. Van Dongen saying in the chat as well that he is unimpressed. I've got to say, driving standards further down the field, something to improve on, I'm sure. It's the final race of the season next week. I mean, come on, guys. It's the final race of the season. Go out there and have some fun. Championship now decided, of course. Ivo was just joined us in the chat, as well as Jesse, who has suddenly popped up here in P12. Not sure what Jesse's doing here. He doesn't deserve an interview, surely. Terrible. He's here anyways. My F1 commentator, friend, of course. But, does Rackler and GTA Gamer normally join interviews?
No.
I know GTA doesn't. Rackler sometimes does. I've interviewed Rackler before. Back in the day, but I've heard from him before.
Maybe he ain't joining. Who knows? Maybe he doesn't even know that he's on the podium.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't. He maybe doesn't indeed. I forgot to like the stream, by the way. That's a criminal offence if I've ever done one. So I will like the stream there. Now, F4, by the way, is, I think, still going on. And actually, no, they've just finished. And F4... Do I dare ruin the result for everyone? Oh, I thought it was Stephen won. I was getting excited, he didn't. Kostya won, Pipple second, Texrex third.
Okay, I have no idea what that means for the championship in F4, because I'm not up to date with it.
Neither do I. Neither do I. I will have to try and sift through the standings, maybe on the F1 stream tomorrow. If Rackler and GTA Gamer are not coming, I had the privilege of interviewing the man who eventually finished the end in P1 in this race after getting overtaken by Sadio Mano on the final lap. And he's the FRL F3 champion. It is FRL Ivo. And Ivo, talk us through that race, because honestly, it was chopping and changing like I've never seen it before in F3.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my best races of the season, I think. Yeah.
Doesn't sound very excited for an F3 champion, I've got to say.
He sounds quite exhausted if you ask me.
He does, he does.
Yeah.
I don't blame him, to be honest, after that one, but talk us through, because I received a fact off Jesse here in the chat saying you finished second in 3 leagues, I think, on this game, and it must feel good to actually get a championship victory under your belt.
Yeah. Most likely I finished P2 in every league in a championship. Now finally I won a championship, so yeah, happy with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that, and I'm sure it was a crazy race, to be honest. And you're the only driver who kept it with no penalties out on track. How many warnings did you pick up in the end?
2.
Ooh. So maybe a 3-second penalty could have been coming your way if the race went on a little bit longer. But fantastic drive, Ivo, of course. Hawk, any questions?
Yeah, I mean, James and I have been talking about it a bit during the race, but it never really seemed like you were under any kind of pressure, you always kept cool. Was there any point in the race where you were actually nervous because you saw, oh god, I could actually win the championship right now?
Yeah, the safety car restarts. So many people behind me with more straight line speed, so I was a little bit scared that I was gonna take out, but luckily it didn't happen, so yeah.
Alright.
But
For
the rest of the race, I was not nervous for the race. So yeah.
Alright, then congratulations on the championship and good
thank
job on
you.
keeping a cool head in that chaotic race.
Yeah, thank you.
Very welcome indeed, and we may as well, because nobody else is going to join. Jesse, finishing in P12 in the end. Talk us through that race, because it's quite chaotic, I think, from your end.
Well, the only thing I needed to do is helping Evo, so that's the reason why I finished that low. Because, yeah, I think since the beginning of the season he had the potential to win the championship, so, and he did it, so really need to congratulate him on that.
He did do indeed, and in terms of the Mercedes battle as well, out on track. Well, first of all, I'll come to the battle with you and Yuri. You said in the chat that you were friends. Hawk was watching you throughout that final lap of the race, saying you were going side by side throughout. I caught you, I think, halfway through the lap, and you were going side by side. How good was it, that battle? Was it just a battle between friends, or was it just pure sportsmanship out on track?
Just a battle between us as friends. I'm always speaking him every day, but yeah, we wanted to finish side by side. But yeah, we have respect for each other on track, so I think that's the reason why we can go so many side by side battles.
Yeah, definitely so, and I think as well, and you'll have to correct me on this if I'm wrong, Mercedes lead the championship over Aston Martin, I think by around it's around the mid-30s, I think, in terms of the points difference between you and Aston Martin. Final race of the season, obviously pressure now being off on Ivo. Is that focus now for the constructors?
So...
We'll ignore that voice crack.
Yeah, it is. 2 trophies, well for Ivo and 2 together for constructor. Really good season so far for us.
Yeah, it was a 15-point gap coming into tonight. As I say, I think you've doubled that margin at least in terms of the point scores. So well done on that. Hawk, any questions?
No.
On the, I think it was the second to last safety car restart when you were in front on those really old mediums, I think like 15 laps or something like that. Obviously I assume, your goal was to hold up Rekla and everybody else to let Ivo past, but were you thinking about potentially finishing on that old medium set, or were you always going to pit for another set of softs later on?
Well, if GTA Game overtook me and some others, I also thought, yeah, I will not make it. At the end, I think in Sector 3 at the beginning, I also get a puncture, but nothing really damaged or something for the rest.
Alright. Then I have nothing else to say apart from you were a perfect teammate today to him. Apart from when you accidentally boxed him in after the restart into turn 1. But we're gonna ignore that. And
I couldn't do anything.
And best of luck for next week to secure the constructors.
Thank you.
And I've just seen in the chat as well, in the general chat on the FRL Discord, I think Pippo has won the F4 championship as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just looking at the point standings. Yeah, he's outscored Zook tonight, so Pippo is your F4 champion as well. Congratulations to him, as he picked up, I think, second in that race, if I'm not mistaken, in Mexico tonight. More action to come, though, tomorrow. It is F2, the only championship battle now going on for, I think, the rest of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I've just lost the standings. I was going to run you through them. Work with me, please. There we go. Hang on a minute. I'm having a bit of trouble getting the F2 standings up. Parrot leads the way, yeah, it's 195 points on Parrot end, Charlie on 178, Nick in third on 170, Dundee fourth on 155, a four-way battle going into the final two rounds of the championship for F2, so you can watch that, of course, at 7 PM UK time, or if you want to come and watch the GOAT commentator with the GOAT drivers, and of course the GOAT co-commentator as well, you can tune in, of course, to FRL F1. If it's anything like last week, we're going to be in for an absolute right old treat in Mexico. Don't think anything will top Montana winning the championship and going around the outside of the top model last week. I'm just being biased, though, towards the F1 guys. Of course, you can catch that at 7 PM UK time as well. Hawk, I am going to come across to you. Driver of the day, please.
To be honest, I don't want to about driver of the day until some of those penalties are cleared up. If the order is going to stand as it is right now, it's obviously going to be Ivo. But if Dex gets some of his penalties removed, he is a really, really strong contender for driver of the day.
Yeah. Shall we wait until tomorrow then, until we put our F3 driver of the day in?
Yeah, I think that would be wise.
Yeah. I will say, probably my driver of the day vote is just purely, in terms of how the race developed, I think Ivo will probably get driver of the day from me. It was a phenomenal drive, of course, wrapped up the championship here tonight as well. Brilliant, brilliant race as well in Mexico, and hopefully more to come tomorrow night, and indeed next week for the final round of the championship. I can't believe it's flown over the FRL F1 season in Brazil, of course, next week. But until tomorrow night, where me and Jesse are going to cover the action for F1, and until tomorrow night for the F2 guys as well, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.